Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Are you in a guru here? This is Devil's Advocate. And in this video, we're going to take a look why INEOS worry me. There's no hype, there's no sugarcoating it, there's no renting. It's simply taking a look at what INEOS have done and what the previous record have shown in football. And this is concerning to me, is worrisome to me. I don't know if I'm the only one feel like this or if some of you guys feel this too. So let me know if you feel the same way in the comment below in this video. Give me a likes or just leave your comment. Anyway, let's dive into it. Number one is there's no tangible footballing success in their history. They own Nice for nearly 6 years now, and they have not been successful. And early reign in Nice was plagued with constant changing of managers, changing of a football director, changing of CEOs. So who's running the club? So there's no tangible success that they are capable of running a football club properly. Because Nice, to this day, is still not one of the best teams in France. And when they came in, they promised all of this, promising that with proper investment, and this team we're going to be like a competitor to PSG on the football field. None of that has materialized. And not only that, I don't think Nice has qualified for the Champions League under them one time. And that, like, their reign at Nice has been complete disaster, and they're now looking at selling that off. So off the bat, they don't have any proven track record in football that they're capable of running football program. That's number one. That's big concerning. So, and then you go, people will say, okay, but that's Nice. This is Premier League. This is Manchester United. Is different. So let's look at their decision making while they've been at Manchester United. And I'm solely focusing on footballing decision because I don't care about wanting to rebuild a new stadium. As much as I want a new stadium, I don't care about all of the cuts that they're making because we all know how terrible those are. We all know that all of those are what they call necessary evil, but we don't agree with them. So let's look at just their footballing decision alone. So multiple reports out there state that they had meeting, they had decided that they were going to get rid of Ten Hag. They were going to get rid of Ten Hag. They even leaked in the media that Erik Ten Hag was going to get fired regardless of what happened at the FA Cup final. They went as far as look into the replacement. Not only look into Erik Ten Hag replacement, they went as far as offering Thomas Tuchel the job. That already undermined Erik Ten Hag, the guy you guys haven't fired. But the problem was that you didn't follow through with your decision with getting rid of Erik Ten Hag. You failed to secure a replacement. Therefore, you went back to Erik Ten Hag and begged him to come back as the manager. And the whole thing was that we were going to offer him a new deal and restructure everything and take the power that he had in his contract. That didn't know how to happen. What ended up happening, you restructured the entire back room except the manager and spend so much money on that manager to get the players they typically would like that will fit into his system. Some he actually did not want, like Manuel Ugarte. Erik Ten Hag did not want him whatsoever. But I diverge. Let's go. So you spent so much, over $200 million buying in players in for Erik Ten Hag. Just to sack Erik Ten Hag 9 games in following season. That is terrible decision making. You either should have stuck with your original decision in the first place or let the whole season play out. And then you can get rid of Erik Ten Hag at the end of the season. But no, you didn't do that. You did not make a decision and you didn't even follow through with the backup decisions you end up making. So those check 2 wrong decisions at the same time. So, okay, you guys decided to get rid of Erik Ten Hag. And your whole goal was you preaching that there's going to be consistency in managing the managers we hired moving forward. Because the squad is built up of so many mixed match, different type of players, because every single coach we have had for the last 13 years has been different from one another. Therefore, there's no consistency in squad building. So I'm like, okay, you guys recognize that's a problem. And you guys decide to get rid of Erik Ten Hag. You know what should have happened? You should have got a better Erik Ten Hag that plays similar to Erik Ten Hag but is a better coach. But no, you guys went the complete opposite and get Rúben Amorim. No doubt it's a great coach, but a complete misfit to the squad we have. Completely do not fit the squad we have. One of the reasons you guys did not want him the summer when you were searching for a new manager to replace Erik Ten Hag, it wasn't like Amorim was not available. He was available. You guys look at him, you're like, yeah, it doesn't quite fit the squad. Therefore, we move forward. I want to know what happened between summer and when Erik Ten Hag got sacked that changed your mind that Rúben Amorim now is the guy. Another bad decision. So far, if you are tracking, they have not made a single good footballing decision. As much as all the fans, including myself, wanted Erik Ten Hag, if they thought Erik Ten Hag wasn't good enough, they should have sacked him. If they went as far as sort out replacement and offer somebody else a job, they should have sacked him. But they kept him, but not only did they not actually fully back him and let him finish the season, they sacked him while there was still time to salvage the season. But went back and got the guy that they thought was the wrong fit for the squad before. So that, to me, doesn't scream good football structure. Rúben Amorim, as a Manchester United manager, seniors came in. We were 4 points off top 4 when he took over. We are 16th place right now. Manchester United is in 16th place. No matter what circumstances you want to play at, no matter what mitigating circumstances there are for a manager, there's no way you should be 16th place. There's no way you are winless in the last 7 games in the Premier League. There's no way you only won 6 out of 26 games in the Premier League and expect to keep your job no matter what you think the circumstances are. There's no way you would have those type of stats and expect to keep your job under any other footballing club. Not a chance. Because you made a bad decision keeping Ten Hag and you hire Rúben Amorim and he failed, does not mean that keeping him is also a good decision. But I do not believe they're going to sack him. And if they do sack him, I do not believe they will get it right. That's the problem I have with them. Because of the people they have put in charge of Manchester United. Manchester United is a fallen giant that need to be rebuilt from the top all the way to the bottom. The people they are put in charge, I don't believe are capable of doing the job they've been tasked to do. For example, Omar Berrada, talented executive, very good guy in business and all of that. But this is technically a promotion for him. This is his first job as the top guy, making the decisions. He's learning on the job. I don't know how you're going to rebuild a fallen giant as a first-time CEO in football when you don't have people that were like you had in Manchester City to back you up. People that had done it before, that had made Barcelona who they are, came and made City what they are. This is Manchester United. Manchester United need experienced CEO, experience that knows how to navigate, how to bring the team back from despair. Funny enough, they had a guy already, a CEO that has done the exact thing that Manchester United needed in John Blanc, the INEOS sporting CEO. Used to be the CEO or president of Juventus when Juventus was relegated to the second division for cheating. And not only did he brought Juventus back, he positioned Juventus to become the biggest giant in Italian football. He did that. So if you already had a guy that is capable of doing that, why was he not the one in charge of Manchester United as the CEO? Secondly, the sporting director. It's a sporting project. He is supposed to be the main guy, the main voice that everybody listens to. And his opinions should carry more weight than anybody else. But when you guys hire Jason Wilcox before you hire Dan Ashworth, and Jason Wilcox was already in the building making decisions on who should be sacked, who should we buy, and then the sporting director come in and has opposite opinion of the people your director had before. Of course, it created conflicts. And not only that, you got rid of Dan Ashworth, the sporting director, who said a more Premier League proven manager even in an interim basis, a short-term basis, would have been a better option than Rúben Amorim, and you guys did not listen to him. And not only that, you spent 6 months chasing him to be the guy to head this whole football structure that you were trying to build, the culture, everything. He was supposed to be the guy, like the top of the pyramid of that. And you guys didn't even listen to him when he gave you a recommendation on who Manchester United should get. And not only that, he was forced out 5 months in the job in his job. And what did you guys do after you forced Dan Ashworth out? Me and say, okay, you think he was the wrong guy. All right, go get the right guy then. If you go get the right guy, I will forgive the mistake of hiring Dan Ashworth in the first place, or hiring and firing him. So go get the experienced sporting director that is the correct guy. Go get him. Did they do that? No. You know what they did? They virtually just promoted Jason Wilcox to the sporting director role. And he's now in charge of our transfers and everything. What is Jason Wilcox' CV? He was a sporting director at Southampton for 1 year. He was a sporting director of Southampton. Before that, what it was an academy director for Manchester City. A 1 year sporting director of Southampton is now the sporting director of Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in England, if not the world. And what do you expect from our transfers? They seem like transfers that like middle of the table Premier League team would buy. PSG bought Manuel Ugarte for 60 million. He turned out not to be what they needed. They got rid of him because they couldn't pass in the midfield. And guess what? Where they at right now? They're the Champions League final. And guess who's the starting in the midfield? Joe Neves, the guy we should have got instead of Ugarte. But we gave PSG the money. They went and bought that guy. And now we're stuck with Manuel Ugarte. And the excuse is always, oh, but he played under Rúben Amorim. Yes, he did. But Rúben Amorim won the league with Paulinho in midfield and Human in midfield, not Ugarte. So Jason Wilcox is in charge of Manchester United transfers window. And I don't think he's capable of doing that job because he does not have experience doing this job. In order for us to trust him to be the guy that will rebuild Manchester United. Because Manchester United is not an academy. That's what he knows. Bringing young through and being an academy head. We do not need that. We need experienced sporting director that is capable of building proper squads. How is it that we're going to compete with the city, with the like of who just went and hired a new sporting director that is more experienced than the previous one? So with all of that being said, I feel like all the things that I just said point to that INEOS is not rebuilding. They're just creating more chaos. And I hope I'm wrong because I hope there's madness to this method or there's method to this madness there of theirs. Because it just looked like chaos to me. It's not rebuilding. It looked chaotic. It looked like half of the people don't know what they're doing and we just finessing it. So that is my biggest concern, is that INEOS do not know what they are doing. And all of us fans are just blindly believing in this. We are blindly following this, hoping there's light at the end of the tunnel. But if we're looking at evidence, every single footballing decision they have made since they have got in here has been completely wrong. So what is it that we are believing in? What is it that we have so much faith that this is going to turn around? What is it? Because there's no evidence. The same thing with the manager. I'm so indifferent right now regarding Rúben Amorim. I'm so indifferent. I could care less. If he work, if he get fired, if he stays, I don't know. If things change, great. I would love things to change for Manchester United. But I'm not expecting it because I don't see any evidence that this will change. I'm not expecting anything. It's almost like we're just walking into next season the same way we did last season. At least last season we knew Erik Ten Hag is actually capable of finishing in top 4. Erik Ten Hag is capable of winning cups. Erik Ten Hag teams are capable of playing good football when they're healthy. But this madness, this is just blind faith. And that's all I'm going to say from regarding this. So if you disagree with me, leave your comment in the comment section below. Hit a like. Please share this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.